Hey friends, welcome back. It's Carrie from Stretch Chi TV, and this is your Saturday stretch. Today we're going to work on balance. Now, just one easy resistance stretch can improve your balance in just one step. It's super simple. So in this video, I'm going to teach you an easy version, a moderate version, and an advanced version of this stretch. Now, if you like these videos, be sure to click the subscription button below, because that makes sure that you've got all my videos. It also makes sure that people just like you find these videos. So it's a great way to make sure that people are getting access to resistance stretching. Also, if you want to dive really deep into resistance stretching, check out the link in the description box below, and you can try out a class of Stretch Chi 101 for a really low price. It's a choose your own rate. I couldn't figure out how to make it free, but you could also try week 1 of Stretch Chi 101 for free. So check out that link if you want to dive a little deeper. Okay, let's get started. So the stretch we're going to do ultimately is a tipping bird stretch where you balance on one leg, come all the way down to the floor, and then back up. Now that's the advanced version. And if you're looking at me and you're like, there's no way, Carrie, I'm not doing it. Just hold tight because I'll help you figure it out, okay? So the easy version of this stretch would be to just find yourself standing up. And if you need a chair kind of close by to make you feel safe, that's okay, because it's super important that you feel safe all the time, okay? So make sure you feel safe. It doesn't mean that you're holding on to the chair, right? Find a place where you can stand up and you don't have to use the chair, okay? Then from here, put your weight on your right foot and start lifting the weight off your left foot so that you can pick that leg up. Okay, now you have your chair here just in case, but all you need to do is go from balancing on one leg to both legs, okay? So your weight on your right leg, your left leg lifts, and then come back to normal. And that may be all you do, okay? If there's any pain in this, like if this hurts your hips, then what you do is you shift your weight to that side until it doesn't feel safe anymore. So I'm still balancing, but I've got my weight shifted, so it's about 70% on this leg and about 30% on this leg, right? And then you shift back, all right? So all you're doing is reinforcing the area where you feel safe. And so maybe it's this far, and then you're back down. Maybe you can lift one leg, but you start to feel unstable, so you come back down. And you don't want to go to a place where you lift it and you like have to catch yourself. Okay, if you have to catch yourself, you've gone too far, all right? So you want to make sure that the movement is smooth and controlled the entire time, up and down. So that's the super easy version. So let's just switch it to the other side. And those of you who are waiting for the advanced version, it's beneficial for you to do this too, okay? So shift your weight to your left leg, starting to take the weight off of your right foot. And if you can, lift it, but you don't have to. And come back down. If you're using the chair, you probably want to switch it to the other side so that you can hold on, okay? If you need it. But try not to use it unless you start to feel unsafe, okay? It could be that you're here and you start to shift your weight to your left leg. And as you start to lift here, you could also start to lift off your hand too, as well, okay? That would be enough. And so you just go back and forth like this. Maybe you can lift your foot and you could try different options for it. Challenge your balance. I like to do a little like Irish step dance, you know, just a little river dance here to see if you can challenge your balance, just like that. All right, now the intermediate version, the moderate version, would be to plant your foot. So I'm going to plant the right leg and I'm going to straighten my left leg, take the weight off my left leg, and I'm going to start tipping forward. So as my heel goes back, my head comes forward. And as soon as you start to feel like you're going to fall or you feel wobbly, you control and pull yourself back up. Okay? It's not a fast move back. You're not falling and catching yourself, right? It's controlled the whole time. So I tip, tip, tip until I start to feel a little wobble, and then I come right back up, okay? You'll start to feel some burn in your planted leg, and that's your resistance stretch. And so you just go back and forth just like this. And you want to do about 6 to 10 of them, or as many as feels good to you. Challenging your balance, but not going past the point where you feel in control or where you feel safe. This is super important because your body will only heal itself if it feels safe, okay? That's it. I gotta tell you guys, I was having a really interesting conversation yesterday about a musician. I think it was a jazz player, and that the story was about. I can't remember who, but someone asked him about his hands and if they hurt or whatever, and he said, no, never, they never hurt. And he said, well, what do you do to make sure that your hands don't hurt? Because pain is a thing in the music world, like repetitive stress and that sort of thing. And he said, I tell my hands every day that I love them. And so everybody was kind of like, yeah, okay, right, because that's kind of seems mystical and whatever. And I was thinking about it, and I was like, no, it's not. Because if you tell your body that you love it, if you really believe it, then you would never take your body to a place of pain, right? You would never put your body in a place that's harmful, right? So if you really love your body right now, if you love your legs here, you tell them you love them, treat them like you love them. When you go into this tipping position, you care for it. You're safe, you control, and as soon as you start to feel unsafe, then you bring it back up. It's very nurturing. It's very loving for your body. So if that helps you to put that image in your head, then use it, right? So I've switched legs now with this is my right leg, but we were mirroring before. So your left leg on the floor, and you just go back and forth, just like this. So the difference here between the easy version and this moderate version is that you're actually tipping all of your body over this femur in your hip. So everything is tipping here over the ball of my femur bone, which is my leg bone right here, okay? That's strengthening and stretching all of this lateral hamstring line. Now, if you did the stretch of the week last week, you know that's the same stretch we were working on for low back pain. So if you struggle with low back pain, you might also struggle with balance issues. Isn't that amazing? Okay, you guys ready for the advanced version? Now the advanced version is a little different because we're gonna add an arm into it. And you might wanna grab something fun. Like I have, it's a squirrel. It's a cat toy, it's Tommy's cat toy. You put catnip in its butt. It's real funny. So I'm gonna put the squirrel down on the floor, right in front of me. Then I'm gonna plant my left leg, and this is the advanced version, so if you were struggling with the others, then this is for the future, okay? But if you're ready, you can go for it. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna tip, tip, tip. My left leg is planted, so I'm gonna take my opposite arm and very slowly grab the squirrel and pull it back up, okay? Now, the squirrel doesn't have any weight to it, but if this was really simple to you, you could even use a very light weight, and that's gonna reinforce the strength along the back of that hamstring. Then I'm gonna very slowly tip, 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 and put it back down. Now, if you notice, my yoga mat has lines on it. So I've got my foot lined up with my heel and my middle toes on the black line, and the squirrel's also on the black line. So as I reach down with my left leg on the floor and my right arm reaching, I've got a little bit of a twist. And then I come right back up, okay? Now, if you really want strong balance, and you can do this with control and feel safe, then you can do about 6 to 10 of them, okay? So knock yourself out, go for it. All right, so let's switch legs. So now it's my right leg, so I'm gonna use my left arm. Now, it's like a cross pattern, right? If you did the lateral hamstring stretch that went across this way on the floor, you used your opposite arm and your opposite leg. So it's kind of all in the same family. So I'm just gonna line up here, shift my weight onto my right leg, tip, my heel and my head are moving kind of at the same speed, so everything's, whoa, so there. See, I wobbled, so I came back up, all right? That's what I get for thinking too hard. So very slowly with control, and as I control, I'm gonna find the squirrel, and I'm gonna bring it right back up with control, okay? And then down. Now, if you guys are struggling with these stretches, or if you want a little bit more information about what's going on in your body, how to interpret the signals your body's giving you, there's a video right at the end of this. It's called an end screen. A video will pop up at the end of the video, of this video, and it's a flexibility assessment. That's about, you do the upper body and the lower body on your own time, and the assessment tells you how to interpret the signals your body's giving you. Okay, so if you're feeling this, like if you're really having trouble with it, if you're feeling pain, if you're not feeling anything, if you're having trouble accessing the stretch, then doing the flexibility assessment might help. And if you do that assessment, you can send it to me and we can schedule a little phone call where I can go over it with you, okay, to talk about what the next step is for you. Maybe some if you're wobbly, apparently I've got something to work on this side. But yeah, if you've got something that's going on in your body, I can help you kind of like self-diagnose that based off of your assessment and figure out patterns that might help you to feel better. Okay? All right, my friends, that's it for today. Be sure to check out those resources. They're down in the description box below, or this video right here. That's the flexibility assessment. You can check that out as well. And I will see you guys next week. Bye-bye.